Good evening, class. My name is Stacy Ford. I am a student at Schoolcraft Community College, and I am in this course for communications because it is a requirement for my graduation. I'm currently a nurse. I'm an LPN, and I'm working towards my RN. And I decided to take this online course because I have such a busy schedule. I'm a wife. I have 2 children, ages 11 and 4. Have a couple pets. I have a dog and 2 guinea pigs, and so I'm very busy. So I thought that an online course would be easier for me to manage all my responsibilities as a mom, wife, and a nurse. So I wanted to get into the topic of violence amongst our youth, and I'm wearing this t-shirt because basically this was a cartoon, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that I watched as a kid. And I'm an 80s baby, and I'm noticing that a little bit beyond my generation, there seems to be more violence amongst kids. When I was younger, things were simple. We watched cartoons such as this, and we played outside, and we didn't have a lot of media besides the basic cartoons. But it seems as things have evolved and we got into the internet, and from the internet, more music and video games and whatnot, it kind of vast and spread out, and it seems that there is more violence among children. It seems like they're desensitized to violence at this point. And the reason I picked this topic was because I'm noticing that there's a lot of violence in schools, a lot of school shootings. Bullying has become huge as to where kids are committing suicide or killing the kids that they're bullying. So I kind of wanted to get into that topic and make that part of my research for this particular project. And I brainstormed on what demographic I wanted to go with. And I wanted to go from like toddler size to just about preteen, so around 11, 12 years old, because it seems that age is where they tend to absorb the things that they're around the most. And so from toddler age, from about 2 years old, they seem to basically emulate everything that they see. And so we up until the older ages, to where they're kind of finding themselves and kind of picking up on what their peers are doing. So I found that between the ages of toddler and preteen is pretty much when you're getting, basically they're being molded into what they come later on. And so I thought that was a good age when I brainstormed on what demographic to basically talk about. Those were the best ages for this particular topic. So I started to basically pay attention to what exactly our kids, being exposed to. There's a lot of violence in music. There's violence in video games. I mean, you pretty much everywhere you look, even on television commercials. And it's not just the kids. As a society, we become desensitized to violence, to sex, to drugs, just everything we become desensitized to. And I think that is what's caused such an increase in violence among young kids as well as adults. There seems to be just a lack of moral compass, as well as no regard for other human beings. So I'm thinking that I can kind of, in hopes that my audience will also be a little bit more educated, a little bit more sensitive, and just a little bit more knowledgeable as to what they are exposing young children to, whether it be your own children, your grandchildren, nieces, nephews, any kids that you are around and involved. The slightest little bit of information can basically kind of grow them into something that you really don't want. I and myself and my husband, we have to kind of watch what we allow our kids to be exposed to, who they're around, because it's just such a violent world. And I'm just hoping that with this research that I'm doing, that it can it can shed some light in hopes to maybe changing your views. We've become a society where we let television and video games and things of such, tablets, iPads, all those type of things raise our kids. It keeps them busy. It keeps them out of our hair. But we kind of need to take note of what it is we're doing, as opposed to not leaving them unsupervised. So I hope with this presentation that it'll bring some light to some areas that we may have kind of been a little bit lazy to, or not really paid attention as much to, because it's become so common to view violence in our media. And so hopefully I can help somebody change their views, or help them to become just a little bit more cognizant of what they're having young people exposed to. Thank you.